Awesome. All right, let's go on to story number 2, reported by the Washingtonian. This one, the Washingtonian. So you know how sometimes you hear about two types of food or beverage products that are brought together, kind of like a mashup for some kind of a promotion. Like I've had a peanut butter and jelly burger before. That's an example. Oreo will always do co-branded stuff. Like I've seen Oreo Peeps and I've seen Chips Ahoy Oreo and things like that. So there's an American food brand that's been around for over 100 years, and they recently launched an alcoholic beverage in Washington, D.C. And my question for you is, what do you think that is?
100 years. Because the first thing that came to mind when I'm thinking of food combinations, so I'm just gonna say for this one is Nutella. Is it Nutella? Because I've had Nutella pizza, so maybe they got Nutella alcoholic beverages.
That's a good guess. No, this is the Velveeta mac and cheese martini. We've got pictures of them. Joe, put up the first one. So they call it the Veltini. This thing is available at BLT steak restaurants in the DC area. Plus, you can get home delivery cocktail kits. It features Velveeta cheese infused vodka, and they garnish the glass with Velveeta stuffed olives, jumbo sized Velveeta cheese shells, and a cheese drip on the glass. Oh boy, does that look tempting! Look at that thing. Would you
I don't.
stand
I
in
don't.
line at the BLT steak house in Washington, D.C. to get yourself one of those?
I don't know if I'm disgusted or intrigued. I would try it if I saw it. If it was available, I definitely would try it. I would probably spit it out, within 5 minutes of tasting it. But that definitely gets me intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued by that, and I would be interested. I love me some Velveeta along
Oh,
with
do
some
you?
mashed potatoes. Put it together. Yeah, yeah. That's probably the only mac and cheese that I can make like perfectly. So.
I would have liked to have been in the boardroom when the executives at Velveeta were sitting around and they're brainstorming and they're thinking, what can we do to kind of get ourselves out there to a different audience? And what can we do to like maybe get a viral moment? And somebody decided, let's infuse it with vodka. Let's do that. Like, how the hell did that happen? You know what I mean? But that's what they did. And so here's a question, and you already kind of alluded to one, but here's a question. Are there any weird food combinations that you absolutely swear by?
Oh, that Nutella pizza is one of the greatest things that I've ever ate in my life. Like that, it just had Nutella chocolate on top of the pizza, and I was weirded out at first. It had like sliced strawberries on it, and I was a person that I didn't even want to try like pineapples on pizza at that point, but I ate that and it was magical. So Nutella pizza, it's available in Rhode Island. I forget the place that it was called, but it was in Rhode Island that I had it, and it's one of the best like weird combinations of food that I've ever ate.
So it wasn't exactly like a pepperoni pizza dipped in Nutella. It wasn't like that. It was like a dessert pizza.
Yes, it was like a dessert pizza. So
Got
so
it.
I mean, I would say try it. Try it out. It's very good.
I mean, like I said, I had peanut butter and jelly on a burger in a restaurant in Anaheim, California. Ironically enough, Bobby Lashley did an interview one time, and he talked about the exact restaurant and the exact burger that I had. I believe the place was called Slater's 50/50, I believe. So that I thought was pretty unique. I've had stuff like cold
Yeah.
slaw on a chicken sandwich, stuff like that before, but I damn sure haven't had a Velveeta martini. And I don't think I'm going to travel to Washington, D.C. anytime soon in order to get myself one. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I might be in Washington D.C. You never know with what the content creation, and maybe I'll try that the Velveeta vodka. Um, I I'm both intrigued and and disgusted by it, but I'm more intrigued. It's like 75% intrigued, 25% disgusted.
That's good enough to try it. So when you
Yeah.
do it, I want a video of you toasting the camera with that glass with the cheese dripped all over it and the olives in there. I want to see you. And then not only do I want to see you drink it, I want to see you chomping on those olives too. You know what I mean? Got to get the
I think
whole experience in there.
See, I don't think I would eat the olives by itself. I never eat the olives with the drink, but with the Velveeta mac and cheese on top, maybe I'm more tempted to do the combination. I think things are better with combinations. So you put the mac and cheese Velveeta with the olive, and I'll eat it, and I'll have know your news right on the napkin too, because I heard it here first.
Amazing, amazing. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's going to be an exclusive. All right, it is time already for story number one, reported by the Mirror. This is a good one too. So there's a man named Lewis Patterson, and he was planning to propose to his girlfriend, and they went to the south of France. And as a matter of fact, they went to the same town that Beauty and the Beast was set in, because his girlfriend's all-time favorite classic movie is Beauty and the Beast. And so he wanted to propose to her there to make it extra special, right? SP3, what happened next?
The man turned into the beast right in front of everybody's eyes. His clothes started, forming, breaking out and stuff. Everybody was horrified, but this woman was so in love. In his eyes, she saw the man that she fell in love with.
Fascinating. It almost sounds like a mashup of like Beauty and the Beast and the Incredible Hulk, the way you put that. Fascinating. It's like his clothes are ripping off and everything.
That's exactly how I thought about it. I was like, it's kind of in reverse, but that works.
Well, in reality, what happened was he accidentally dropped the ring in a pile of horse shit. We've got the video, Joel. Put that up. So he flipped open the lid to the box, got down on one knee, and the ring went flying out when the lid got flipped open, and it landed in a pile of horse manure and hay at the side of the road. Fortunately, they were able to spot it, and they got the proposal back on track. Now, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and guess that he cleaned the ring first. I'm going to hope. I'm going to hope that he didn't say, let's make this organic. Let's make it organic. Let's put the shit ring on your finger. I'm going to guess that he cleaned it off first, but that's what happened. And so once again, like I said, I'd like to have questions kind of related to the story, and I can go in a lot of different directions with this one. But what I'm gonna ask you is this. I'm gonna start off easy. Have you ever taken a ride on an animal and a merry-go-round does not count?
Yes, I've ridden a horse in my life. That was when I was very young, and I'm always horrified by it, and always horrified by the fact that I did that, because I'm a very big into sitcoms, and every time I look at a horse now, I think of the last episode of Full House when Michelle fell off the horse and she almost forgot who she was. So I was horrified that I was like 6 years old and I rode on a horse. I was like, I could have been like Michelle, and I don't even have a twin that I can talk to that would make me remember who I am.
I mean, it could have been worse. Have you ever seen The Godfather?
That is true. Yes, I have.
There could have been a lot of other areas where your mind could have gone when it comes to the horses. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of different stuff. I mean, there's a lot of different movies that I've seen with like different horses. There's also Clerks too, where you don't want the horses to do that to you. But yeah, that's always what I thought of.
And what about, because you're a city boy from New York, like you've said, have you like ever fed a barnyard animal? Like, have you ever moseyed on up to a cow and given them some grass or anything like that?
Yes, I believe so, because I used to go to a lot of like daycares or like after schools where they used to take us to different field trips. And when I was like 9, 10 years old, they took us to like a farm. So I was able to feed, a horse again. I didn't ride it that time. I was like, no. I was able to, feed grass to a cow. I think they actually made me milk the cow as well. That was the
there
only
you go.
thing. Yeah. That is not something that I would do now, though. But but yeah, that was my experiences with farms. It's very weird being in the city, though. That's like a complete 180 from my regular life.
Fascinating. I was once at a farm for a wedding reception because my buddy decided to have it there, which was something unique. And everybody, everybody's standing around in suits and in like their wedding dresses and stuff. And a cow comes up to me, and my wife, a city girl's freaking out. That cow is going to do something. He's going to do something. But I'm a country boy, so I start petting the cow and I'm feeding the cow, and everybody's gathering around because they're all city folk, and they're like, "Whoa, this is for everything." And she sees a llama, and she's pulling grass to feed the llama, and I had to put my hand in front of her and go, "Ah." And I looked at the eyes of that llama and I said, "You're staying away from that bastard." Do you know what they'll do?
What would llamas do?
They will
I really
spit
wanna
on
know this.
you. They will spit on you, and they can projectile spit. And I grew up when I was younger. I grew up around this stuff, and I looked at that llama in the eyes, and that llama looked at me, and I thought, "You little bastard, you're going to spit at us." So I made her stay away from him. But yeah, that's
Look
one
at
of my
that.
experiences, man.
And that's where the love grew, because you were experienced and you knew what these animals were gonna do. If it was me, I would be totally like, I don't know what's going on here, and I'm gonna stay away from any of the animals.
It sounds to me like you would have ended up getting spit on. Then you would have been, going to get your Velveeta Martini. Just all this stuff going on in your world, man. That'd be something else.
If you want to see all our videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, click the subscribe button below. Otherwise, we'll start posting spoilers about your favorite new movies.